What up YouTube, Asian Persuasion here, Team DKF. As you guys can see, this is a different video from me. I'm wearing this crazy awful looking hoodie because God knows what I was thinking in 2008. But this is what I was wearing and I'll show you right now. It was this right here. Here's my round 5 feature match against Adam Korn at Shonen Jump Tulsa, the guy who won it. This is back in the Teledad era, back in September 2008. That's me. As you guys can see, I still have this hoodie for some god-awful reason. I'm sorry if I look crazy, but I just wanted to reminisce and bring out the old school stuff. So basically, this video is about this. This is the final standings for Shonen Jump Tulsa, which was held way back in 2008. This is my only premier top in Konami. Well, it's not even Konami. Back in the day, it was Upper Deck, but now it's Konami. But this is actually my only premier top. It's back in the day when Teledad was the best deck. And I obviously didn't play Teledad, and I squeaked in because back in the day it was only, I believe, top 16. It was not top 32. It was top 16 to get in, and I think I got 15th if I see my name right. Am I in 15th?
Yes.
Yeah, I got 15th. Shout out to Kevin Non. I squeezed in before you. But if you guys look at these people, it's stacked. If you guys don't know these old people, like Paul Leviton's really good old school player. Cesar Gonzalez, Jason Holloway, just all these names. Ryan Spicer, freaking Adam Korn. Like this is a stacked top 16, as you guys can see. I'm gonna also show you this. Hold on. It was this is some stat lines for it. So here you guys go. So it was 340 competitors back in September 26, 2008. It was the Shonen Jump number 60, as you guys can see up there. First place was Teledad, Adam Korn, of course. Runner up was Joe Cantu playing Teledad, and the Shonen Jump prize card at the time was a Doom Caliber Knight. So yeah, I'm gonna take this off now because I'm burning. So alright, I had enough of that nostalgic feel of my crazy hoodie, but there's this little stat line for you guys. 340 people back in the day was a lot. So this is my Shonen Jump top 8 deck list. I lost in top 8, but I technically got 4th because I went to the playoff and I lost to Jason Holloway, who beat me with a zombie deck, and he got the prize card, and I'm sitting there without one. So I had a chance for a Doom Caliber Knight, but I lost that.
You did get something else.
Oh yeah, you're right. My brother still has this. This is the prize support back in the day. It was a Nintendo DS Lite, and it's still in this box because I used to play it a lot, but now it's just in there because the Nintendo DS is kind of outdated. But there's that. That's a cool little prize from back in the day. I had to undig these up. Shout out to all my Team DKF members back in the day. Danny, Kindale, Dubk Dad, of course, Darnell. You guys know him. I had to dust these eyes off, guys. Like, you don't understand. This is at the bottom of my drawer. If you guys know what Dubk DKF stands for Dubk's Finest, not Donkey Kong fuckers. Stop it. I've had that comment back in the day a lot, so there you guys go. So yeah, we got some cool stuff. Like, these were a lot of artwork that God knows that people made for us. So these are our old school banners. If you go back on my channel, you'll see my old school banners and you'll see these. But I don't use them anymore because now we're just out of that. But as you guys can see, we are using this Shonen Jump. Back in the day, this was the Upper Deck. As you guys see, it's Upper Deck, so definitely it was super old. Summer 2008 regional qualifier mat right here. This awesome JD mat. It's probably one of my favorite mats, but I also got to show this one off too, because Lightsworn is one of my favorite archetypes. If you guys don't know, obviously this is the new winner mat that we got when this was the newest structure deck. Of course, Michael, we don't have this stuff no more, but for old school's sake, I had to bust that out. But this wasn't the one that I definitely want to show my deck profile on because it's Judgment Dragon, best card in the game. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and get into it. So pretty much, I would call it not top 4, but it was I was 4th place after the final standing. So 4th place deck profile. I lost in top 8 again, like I said, but I got to play for the prize card and I lost it. So there you go. I didn't get 3rd, so I didn't get the prize card. So the first things first, we're just gonna get into this profile. We got 2 Judgment Dragon. This card is amazing, and back in the day, this is an old format. Don't judge. This is an old profile. So don't be like, hey, those cards in at 2. This was semi-limited along with Dark Arm Dragon back in the format. So don't go crazy in the comments telling me that this is, why don't you play 3? It was at 2 back in 2008. So relax. But this card, pay 1,000 to destroy it. all cards besides himself, not once per turn, so you can keep nuking if things keep coming back. But also you can special summon it when you have 4 or more different Lightsworn names in your graveyard. So this card, 3000 thing, end phase and mills 4. This is probably one of my favorite cards of all times. So you guys know I had Minerva as a prize card, and I brought this deck back whenever Minerva was a prize card, but now it's kind of irrelevant because we lost Grass and Snow. But just know, if you guys want me to play Lightsworn this next regionals, I will. It won't be like pure Lightsworn, but it'll be like a mixture of Lightsworn. So it might have something Lightsworn Splash. If you guys want that, make sure to smash the like button and comment down below, and I'll play that in my next regionals. We got the second boss monster. Back in the day, guys, Celestia it's basically a Monarch. So if you tribute a Lightsworn monster, for its effect, it's cost. If they don't Solemn Judgment it, because back in the day it was triple Solemn Judgment that was getting popularized, and that's how Adam Korn beat me. He Solemn Judgment this card, you just win. You tribute a Lightsworn monster, send this cost 4 cards off the top of your deck, and blow up to 2 cards on the field and destroy them. This card was amazing. This cleared back row, and then at that point your JD is probably life, or you summoned wolves, and it's enough to lethal them with 8k back in the day, because this card was just amazing. Just because it's a level 5 doesn't mean it's a break. You have ways to get it back, or ways to solar recharge it, or discard off Illumina. It's just never dead. This card, MVP way back in the day. It's not so much anymore because the format has changed. Yu-Gi-Oh has changed completely. Besides this, back in the day. Back in the day, you had to worry about milling yourself to death, but now you don't worry about that because of Link monsters. This card, it's either your best friend or your worst enemy. You draw it, you lose, you mill it, you win. And milling this card's amazing. It's a 2100 beater back in the day. There wasn't very many decks that could deal with a 2100 free beater, but milling this off of Celestia or Charge is so free. Like, you just summoned it for free, you didn't even do anything. For other names, for Judgment Dragon, of course, we got one Garoth. End phase, basically, back in the day, was the only time you could trigger this. So end phase, you could mill 2 more cards after a Lightsworn milled, and then if you milled any Lightsworn with him, you get to draw that many. So this helps you dig into your deck and send more cards to the graveyard. But just 1 because it's a brick. This because it was just another name. No other reason. It turned into a 21 when it attacked, which is pretty good. Not horrible. This was pretty good too. Lila is the one that pops a back row once per turn. You switch it to defense, but it stays there like a goblin attack force, so you can't do it again next turn. But like, it's basically an MST on legs. So you Lumina this back, pop a back row, and you do crazy stuff with it. And back in the day, we could synchro. So that we were introduced to synchros when this format was around. One Erin. She kicks stuff back to the deck. If you attack a defense position monster, it goes back into the deck instead of the grave. Card was amazing against Mystic Tomato. That card was really hard to deal with back in the day, but this card kicked it back to the deck and you didn't have to deal with it anymore. One of the best cards, Lumina. This card was very good. It unbricks your hands by discarding dead cards, and it also summons things from the graveyard. Back in the day, don't forget about the ruling where you have to have a legit target in grave. You can't have no target, then discard one, then get it one. It's like Zombie Master ruling. You had to have a legit target before that, but that's irrelevant nowadays. It's too easy to get it. Double Lumina is amazing for coming back to the field and swarming. Next things up. One of the best going first cards. When you won the die roll, you got to draw 6 cards back in the day. I believe you got to draw 6 because I've been playing with 5 for so long now with the new stuff. But you drew 6 when you went first, so this was a good opening turn when they don't get to figure out what your deck is. So pop a card, non-destruction, non-targeting destruction, then it mills 3, and a different name. All right, the bread and butter. This card right here by itself, not 1, not 2. But we could play 3 Honest back in the day, and of course we're playing Ghost Rares because we're nice. This card back in the day let you attack over any monster. You could OTK them with like multiple Honest, which is pretty crazy, like attacking a Dark Arm Dragon, then damage stepping, then damage stepping, then damage stepping, they're dead. They're gonna die for sure, especially if you have like a JD attacking it. Like, feels great. Honest was the definite like meta changer. A card that protected your monster for a turn, and then I can Celestia the following turn was amazing. And the next card that blocks attacks back in the day, Necrogarna. This card is very old. When it's in the graveyard, you can banish it from your graveyard to negate the next attack from your opponent. That's all it does. So basically, if you have this and this, you have really good protection. You can make sure your monster lives or make sure you don't die, so you can retaliate and kill them back. This was a staple back in the day because just remember that 600 attack. Just remember that, and it's dark. Because there's a meta-defining card in this format that I think a lot of people forgot about. And don't forget about this as well. Sangan, pre-errata. This is the one that can search and you could use it that turn. Don't forget, 1000 attack, dark. Just wait for it. Oh wait, am I done talking about the dark attribute and the 0 attack? It's still under 1000. Alright, this card was amazing. This is probably my favorite card. A lot of people don't understand why I play this, but it's, don't forget, dark, 0 attack, and this card is a Judgment Dragon. Y'all, you banish a Judgment Dragon to turn into one. It's amazing. Like, this card was MVP for me. I won so many matches with this card. I remember so much back in the day of how much I love that card. And this card is also semi-limited back in that format. The card that just got hit to 1 that format. Troop Dupe Scoop just went away whenever we had this. So this is at 1. Card Troop was just another card to mill in my main phase, because now that we have Minerva, we're spoiled, but back in the day we didn't have Minerva, so now we needed a mill on our turn, and this was a great card to mill on our turn. That's for all the monsters. The best spell in Lightsworn, Charge of the Light Brigade. When this card came out, it changed the whole deck. You got to mill 3, search a level 4 level Lightsworn from your deck to your hand. So you accelerated your graveyard building up, and then you also searched the card that milled, or popped the back row, or summoned one from the graveyard. This card definitely changed Lightsworn. Best card in the deck. I'm glad Konami put it to 3. I missed this card when it was, I think it was semi'd or at 1 for a while, but I'm just glad it's back at 3. This card, Soul Recharge. This card's a Lightsworn, and draw 2 and then mill 2. This card pretty much let you accelerate through your deck. When you have this card in Wolves, it feels great, because you can just keep digging. Make Celestia alive by accidentally milling a wolf off of this. That's kind of nice. But yeah, Sunny Necro Gardens for free as well. Can't ever be mad about that. 3 Soul Recharge. Oh boy, why is this in your deck? That's banned. It wasn't banned in 2008. It was at 1. Heavy Storm. Boy, oh boy, do I miss this card. But then again, I don't miss it. But I do miss it because this card was amazing. You can pro storm people back in the day. You just set 1 and pass. Then next turn they have like 3 set. And then you just flip it and they're like unlucky. Back in the day, only you old school players know what the pro storm is. I'm old, so I know what it is. 1 Monster Reborn. This card was a god card even back in the day. Still at 1. Self-explanatory. Alright. Don't judge me on this rarity. I'm sorry. This card went to 1 in the TCG now recently, so I got rid of my other Super Foolish. It's still at 1 now. So back in the day, it was at 2, even though it was just a structure deck common. So don't judge this rarity. I'm gonna cover it up. It's that stupid platinum silver rare from the freaking Noble Knight thing.
That's mine.
Yeah, I know it is. I'm sorry. That's all I had. But Foolish Barrel was nuts. Send Wolf, send Necrogarnus, send just whatever piece you need to get Lumina Light by sending like a Lila, and then you could get summon back to light and pop a back row, then summon JD safely. Like, it was nice. Foolish Burial, of course, broken. One of my favorite cards of the deck, 2 Monster Reincarnation. This card gets back your JD basically and fixes your dead hands. So if you like charge and just have wolves and stuff and you mill a Lumina, you can get that Lumina back and start milling and start doing other things. Getting back Honest was really big back in the day too. Overall, just an amazing card. Monster Reincarnation was really good. Alright, you remember what I was talking about when I said dark monsters and 1000 or less attack? The meta-defining card. Shout out to my brother for buying this for me, because I would not have topped without it. This was literally a $400 gold rare back in the day. If you guys don't remember, this card was like super short print. You could buy like 3 cases and not get it. And we're just like, I need this card to win, bro. And my brother was the best. He got it for me. And I never looked back, because ever since I got that top. It was so... This card is amazing. Do you guys not know what this card actually does pre-errata? It literally is ban worthy for sure without the errata. It just literally hits their whole like 1500 or higher attack monsters by tributing a dark monster with 1000 or less attack, and you get to check the next 3 draw phases of their turn. So it's amazing. If they draw a card too, you get a check. So basically, when they Destiny draw back in the day, after you crushed them, is amazing. So basically, I have a lot of targets, as you saw. We have the 3 Necro Gardenas, Phantom Knight of Chaos, and the Sangan. So I legit have 5 ways to crush card them, and it was really easy to crush card. You can reborn, you can reincarnate. Very easy to get it off. It was just one of the cards, if you drew, you won, because every monster like in Teledad and Lightsworn mirror matches were just gonna get blown up by this card. And if they don't lose to it right away, you're gonna come back and outgrind them because they lost all their cards. You know what's in their hand. They don't have much. So card is defining the meta back in 2008. Unfortunately, Konami ruins ban cards by giving them Marauders. They just keep them banned, honestly, if you're in my opinion. And one of my favorite cards from playtesting at local so much was main deck in 3 Road Decree. I just never had to deal with Solemn Judgment, which was at 3. I never had to deal with Phoenix Wind Windblast, which is super popular in Teledad. They Phoenix Wind Windblast you and throw you back a turn. So I just wanted to play a card that just let you play, summon JD, pop the board, kill them. Like, this card ensured it all. And then I played a couple Glad Beasts back in the day, and that was a really popular deck. And if they don't Geysarish this away the next turn, then the next turn they're going to die from me flipping this. Their War Chariots are dead, and then I'm going to JD pop their whole board. Their Wabakus do nothing. So this card was amazing. So there's the main deck of the 2008 Shonen Jump Tulsa top 8 deck list, which is technically 4th place. There's that. Next thing up, we're going to go to my side deck. Side deck is crazy. I sided the other second Phantom of Chaos because it was semi-limited. It was just another crush card target, and also just another card if I drew a charge and milled JD. This is JD. And what can you say to that? That's amazing. Like, this card was semi-limited, and I had to make use of it. Plus, it's a crush card target, which is so broken. Alright, Light Imprisoning Mirror. Let me tell you about that card back in the day. That card is amazing. It beats my deck very badly. You know what Breaker is? Dark. Great. Summon Breaker against Light Imprisoning Mirror. Pop it. Great. Next turn, I don't have to deal with that no more. This card was amazing. This was also at 1. One of my favorite side decks. I win in every match. Once again, banned forever, not ever gonna come back. I guess if you call Hey True Nate a reincarnation of this card, it isn't, because this doesn't care if it was set or not. This card literally just bounced swords or revealing light too, which is crazy. This card was amazing. Basically, Lightsworn was so good that you only worried about back row. Man, this is so weird showing you guys these cards. These cards are so banned, and I'm playing 3 of them. This card, oh my god, I sided this in every time I knew it was going to go second and just obliterated my opponent. Even if you go on first and they just pro you up and like, you go first, I can activate this at the start of main phase 1 and they can't activate spell traps against my milling, and then I'm going to Celestia them and do all kinds of crazy things and OTK them. This card is never going to come back. It needs a higher rarity, Konami, because this is literally the only printing is a common. But this card is amazing. Beats Teledad whenever they set up full boards with Stardust Dragons and Phoenix Moon Windblasters and Solemn Judgment. They have to Solemn Judgment this. And that sucks, because that means my JD's probably coming. So this card, it's banned now, but I played 3 back in 2008. Boy, did I know what was going on. Alright, 1 MST. This was at 1. Once again for Light Imprisoning Mirrors and back row and War Chariots and all those kind of fun things. Did I mention I don't like Light Imprisoning Mirror? That card at my locals was destroying me. My friend Bryce, who was a hero player back in the day, was destroying me with that card, and I was like, how do I beat it? He's like, just side triple Twister and triple of this next card I'm about to show. This card was just extra ways to pop cards that were floodgates and beating me up. And here's the other card he suggested, 3 Dust Tornado. This card, once again, I don't like Light Imprisoning Mirror. This card just helped me do that. And apparently back in the day, I oversighted hella bad now that I'm looking at my ratios. But, like, I just needed answers for Light Imprisoning Mirror. Like, because they're going to Solemn Judgment, the card that pops it. So you need another one. And one of my pro techs that I cited, because Teledad was always playing this card, because they're a pace deck and they OTK'd you when they set up. But you don't side in back row removal against me. I'm a Lightsworn player, so I can set up a back row with you trying to overpush, summon Mally, and I'm like, you're setting up a crush card play. Boom, throw that Mally on top of your deck. Now you get a brick. It was the best feeling. So I love Phoenix Wind Blast back in the day. Nobody sides in back row hate against you because you're playing Lightsworn. And for the best part of my deck, my extra deck. Not really. This was basically when this is when 5D's era was introduced, if I remember right. This is when synchros were kind of just introduced.
E-Telly was
nasty. E-Telly was broken. Krabons and I think it was Psychic Commander.
Yeah.
There was like a level 2 tuner and level 3 tuners that you synchroed with, but Teledad always used the level 2-1 Krabons. But Psychic Commander was also another good one. Well, this was my troll card of my extra deck. Boy, oh boy, did it take me a long time to find this card, y'all, because I can't make it. It takes a Sangan and the Witch of the Black Forest, and Witch of the Black Forest was for sure banned.
Is that Soul of the Duelist?
Whatever it was in my bulk, and thank God I found it. But it's really cute. That's the Sangan, and there's Sangan's pimp, I guess. I don't know.
Sangan dressed up as Witch of the Black Forest.
I know, right? Alright, now we're getting to Synchros. This is the introduction of Synchros. So this is the first structure deck that we had that had a Synchro. Here's my other level 5. This was amazing.
Check out the Duel.
Yeah, Duelist League. Thanks for my brother for hooking me up with that. The OG Duelist Genesis Magical Android. Duelist Genesis introduced a lot of broken synchros. This next one's gonna be the pre-errata Goyo Guardian. So this card, Duelist Genesis, was loaded. This card, it was generic back in the day. I think they errated where you need an Earth Tuner now or something like that. I forgot what the errata is, but they errated it. But the old Goyo Guardian was generic. So this stealing your opponent's stuff was amazing back in the day.
So busted.
Yeah. I never felt so good summoning a Goyo Guardian. Felt great. Yeah, Goyo Guardian was amazing. Next things up. My favorite card in the extra deck was this card because no one knew what it did. It was also from Duelist Genesis. It was a piercing monster that switches the monster defense. So when you see a Dark Arm Dragon you can't deal with it, you can put in defense mode and pierce over it. That was great.
That was also when they made the promo card as the sneak peek promo of a card in the set.
Yeah, I know, right? Also, this was light. You could honest it. That was pretty cool. No one ever was ready for that one.
do they still do that sneak peek promos?
Yeah, they do. They do the promos still. Another card that was amazing back in the day, once again, Duelist Genesis introduction. The level 8 Thought Ruler Archmage gaining life points was amazing. Non-targeting. I think Brain Control was at 1 in this format. So when you read Brain Control, like you just summoned this guy and they couldn't steal your guy. It was great. Gaining life points was always good too. This was the meta-defining card though. Colossal Fighter and his brethren. This card, Stardust Dragon. So these two cards is what made Teledad insane. This card was, you made it and you protect your Phoenix Moon Windblast, Solemn Judgments, and Dark Arm Dragon from anything. You couldn't get your stub MST'd or anything. It was really hard to beat this setup. This card was how they killed my Judgment Dragon and then summoned it back and attacked me again because we have a lot of warriors from my warriors and their warriors. They can also just get bigger than my JD, and this was a big problem. So these two cards were amazing in Teledad. Shout out to Greg Abbey that signed that for my brother and I using it. And shout out to his dude that traded me a long time ago, this OT Stardust Dragon I still have. Yeah, those are the meta-defining cards right there. And the last card was, once again, I think this was Duelist Genesis too. There was a lot of 5D dragons, but I don't have the Duelist Genesis one. But Red Dragon Archfiend, it was just another way to clear board. Mystic Tomato was a problem. I hated that card. So we just pretty much played a lot of the synchros because it was still relatively new to us. So you just played all those synchros just because. I don't think I made any of them if I remember right. Do I have any tuners in my deck?
I don't think so.
No, yeah, like they're just there. You just have an extra deck just to have an extra deck. Like back in the day, you just flexed. But like there was times where you could Brain Control and synchro and stuff. It mattered back in the day.
Let your opponent think you had one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna not write down an extra deck and think of like, well, he ain't gonna synchro me. Well, I'm gonna synchro maybe, or summon my sandwich. Someone's gonna lose my sandwich. But that is my 2008 Shonen Jump Championship from Upper Deck. 2008. This is my only top. This is one I never recorded. I did make my channel back in 2008, but I never recorded it because I really wasn't serious about recording videos back in the day because internet was hard to have, first of all, and second of all, like YouTube was not known for Yu-Gi-Oh or anything like that. Like I was one of the original dudes that posted stuff, but we didn't just do it just to do it. We just did it when you had time. But look at me now, 2019. I'm showing you guys my 2008 deck profile. Shout out to one again, my brother, and I think if I remember my card, it was Timothy and Ryan from my locals, and that was our hotel room as well. So shout out to them. And shout out to my teammate, Dub K Dad 1. Y'all already know him, Darnell. He's my guy. All that playtesting. Also Kyle Lewis, playtesting. Bryce. Almost every local person that used to play back in the day when I played, you know who you are. I can't name all you because I have a bad memory with names, but I appreciate all you guys. And if you guys really want to see me play Lightsworn in 2019, an updated build of some Lightsworn splash or anything, let me know down below for my regionals. If you guys smash that thumbs up button a lot, I will definitely just play Lightsworn next regionals in some kind of way. It might be peer, it might be a variant. It'll have Lightsworn cards in it though. So let me know, smash it. Let me know down below what you guys think I should play. And yeah, we're gonna sign on that. Peace.